Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan. We're coming to you once again from Al Red Sox fan YouTube station. We're going to continue our series with the 1927 Yankees take on all. And the challenger today in the second game this Sunday is Sandy Koufax and the 1966 Los Angeles Dodgers. The Bronx Yankee Stadium. It'll be Sandy Koufax against Herb Pennock. .64 degrees, clear skies, wind 10 miles per hour, out to right center field. Let's play ball. If you just missed Nolan Ryan versus the 1927 Yankees, and Nolan Ryan was pitching for the 1974 Angels. What an epic game that was. Unbelievable. Suggestion, check it out. A bit long, but unbelievable. So, for the Los Angeles Dodgers of 1966, who would win the National League pennant, but go on to lose the 1966 Baltimore Orioles in 4 straight games. We have leading off Maury Wills playing shortstop, batting second, Wes Parker playing first base. Batting third, playing right field, Ron Fairley. Batting fourth, playing third base, Jim Lefevre. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Lou Johnson. Batting sixth, doing the catching, Johnny Roseboro. Batting seventh, playing center field, Willie Davis. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Nate Oliver. Batting ninth and doing the designated hitting, Al Ferreira. In this project, we use the designated hitter. On the mound, Sandy Koufax for the Dodgers. And in 1966, which would be his last year in baseball, he would retire on top. Koufax was 27 wins, 9 losses, with an earned run average under 2. It was 1.73. For the 1927 Yankees and Murderers Row, leading off the center fielder who's been hot as a pistol in this project, Earl Combs. Batting second, the shortstop, Mark Koenig. Batting third, the Bambino himself, Babe Herman Ruth. George Babe Herman Ruth. Batting fourth, playing first base, the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. Batting fifth in left field, Bob Musil. Batting sixth, playing second base, Tony Lazzeri. Getting his first start in this project of 1927 Yankees take on all. Playing third base, Mike Gazzella. Doing the catching, batting eighth, Pat Collins. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, Ben Pasquale. The Yankee lineup is their lineup for the 4th game of 1927. The Dodgers lineup, besides the designated hitters for both teams, is Sandy Koufax's first start, the lineup they used in 1966. So Maury Wills steps to the plate. Herb Pennock is on the mound. He was 19 wins, 18 losses, 2 saves in 1927. Earned run average of 3, batting average against 279. He walked 48, struck out 51. His bad remake, below average catcher, Pat Collins with an average arm. Gazzella, poor defensive range at third, even with his .961 fielding percentage. And then you have Koenig and Lazzeri up the middle. Very good defenders with good range, though Koenig and Lazzeri both made errors in their last game. And you have Lou Gehrig, who's just absolutely outstanding at first. Bob Musil's in left. 4 out of 10 range, 9 out of 10 arm. He has a cannon for an arm. Then you have Earl Combs, 9 out of 10 range with a below average arm. And Babe Ruth in right field, 5 out of 10 range with another cannon for an arm, 9 out of 10. So Maury Wills steps to the plate. He's a danger if he gets on. Turn a walk or a single into a double into a triple. Wills in 1966 batted .273, 1 home run, 39 runs batted in. Pennock gets the sign from Collins. The windup and the pitch to Wills. Wills grounds to Gazella, who throws to Gehrig, but not in time. So, that is an infield hit for the speedy Maury Wills. And that will bring up Wes Parker for the Dodgers. Wills 10 out of 10 running ability, 44% chance of stealing second. Gehrig to hold him on. Pennock will try to keep Wills in check over there at first with the help of Luke Gehrig. Wes Parker at the plate. Parker batted .253 in 1966, 12 home runs, 51 RBIs. The Dodger teams with Drysdale and Koufax on the side note were just horrendous at scoring runs. In the 1966 World Series, they were swept by the Baltimore Orioles 4-0, and they only scored 2 runs in 4 games. They were shut out, I think, twice. So Wes Parker's at the plate, righty-righty matchup, 9 out of 10 bunter, and he batted .232 off left-handed pitching. So Wills is at first, 4 out of 10 hit and run. I think we're going to drop a bunt with Parker. The windup and the pitch, Parker squares. He puts the bunt down. Wills races to second base. And throwing him out at first is Collins. But Parker does his job. Maury Wills is in scoring position now. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming is in the chat. He says, Mr. Brody and I are back after recording another 1905 Giants Bean Eaters. The Bean Eaters, again, were awful. But we don't want to say that. The Bean Eaters came back and won. Check out the video. I will be checking that out later, Eric. Love the games. I saw a quick shout-out once again. Many shout-outs to a very wonderful channel. Higher Ground Gaming with Eric and Brody. I love Mr. Brody doing the sound check. Awesome. Tweeted that out, as I do with pretty much all your stuff I tweet out. And, posted in Google. Awesome. Love the sound check. That was great. Especially when you say, Mr. Brody, you're going to hurt your head or lose your head. Kept turning back and forth. So, once again, check out Eric and Higher Ground Gaming. The channel's Higher Ground Gaming with Eric and his co-host, Mr. Brody. Stepping to the plate, 1 out, Wills at second. Ron Fairley, 1966, Fairley batted .288, 14 home runs, 61 RBIs. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fairley only batted .220 though against left-handed pitching. Pennock toes the rubber, gets a sign from Collins. The windup and the pitch to Fairley, and he strikes him out. Big swing and a miss on the 0-2 count. Slider got him. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming in the chat says we face the Cardinals next, who are on a 7-game losing streak. LOL. Oh my God, that's what you call on a good roll there for the other team. I hope Mr. Brody goes viral. That would be awesome for you guys. Love it. And I can say I remembered them when. I knew them when. So 2 outs. It's going to be up to Jim Lefevre. Dodger third baseman, 1966, batted .274, 24 home runs, and 74 runs batted in. Against left-handed pitching, .265 average. Lefevre digs in the right-hander's batter's box. He awaits the delivery from Pennock. Here's the pitch. Lefevre swings, pops it up, and Koenig makes the running catch in foul territory near the left field stands for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the first with no score. Due up for the 1927 Yankees, top of the order, Combs, Koenig, and Ruth. If anyone gets on, the Iron Horse, Luke Gehrig. And Sandy Koufax is out on the mound. This is another epic matchup that we're delivering to you on Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Koufax versus the 1927 Yankees in Murderers Row. Koufax in 66, 27 wins, 9 losses. Struck out 317, walked only 77. Earned run average below 2, 1.73. Batting average against 205. His bad remake, the very capable catcher, Johnny Roseboro. You have Lefevre at third, very poor defensive range. Maury Wills, above average defensive range at short. Nate Oliver, good defensive range, 7 out of 10 at second. And Wes Parker, the best of the bunch, 8 out of 10 defensive range at first. In left field, Lou Johnson, an average defensive range below average arm. Willie Davis in center, 8 out of 10 range, average arm. And then you have Ron Fairley in right, all-around average right fielder, range and arm. And at the plate, Earl Combs, and he's having an outstanding replay project. 583 batting average, 1 home run, 1 RBI. In 1927, he batted 356, 6 home runs and 64 RBIs. Lefty-lefty matchup. Let's see how Sandy Koufax deals with the hot-hitting Earl Combs. Johnny Roseboro goes through the sign, sets the target. Koufax rocks and fires. That's a grounder to Lefevre, who throws to Parker for out number 1. That will bring Mark Koenig, the Yankees shortstop. He's batting 154 in this project replay. No home runs, 3 RBIs. In actuality, in 1927, 285, 3 home runs and 62 runs batted in. Against left-handed pitching, 295 average. But this is Sandy Koufax we're talking about. Koufax works quickly. The windup and the pitch to Koenig. That's grounded to Wills, who charges it, throws to Parker, and they just nip Koenig at first. So 2 up, 2 down, and now another epic matchup in this series of games. Sandy Koufax versus George Herman, Babe Ruth, the Bambino. Bambino has struggled in this project replay, batting below 100, .083, no home runs, no RBIs, but he's due to break out. In actuality, in 1927, Ruth had a crusher of a year. 356 batting average, 60 home runs, 164 runs batted in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ruth smacked lefties around at a 336 average in 1927, but it wasn't Sandy Koufax then. Roseboro goes through the signs. Koufax nods. The windup and the pitch to Ruth. And that is a ground ball to Lefevre, who quickly throws to Parker. Inning over, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the second. No score, 2 up for the Dodgers. Johnson, Roseboro, and Davis. Lou Johnson in 1966 batted .272, 17 home runs and 73 runs batted in. Against left-handed pitching, .284. Pennock's ready to work. He sets and delivers to Johnson. Johnson strikes out. That was a called strike 3 on the 1-2 count. So that's the first out here in the top of the second. Brings up the catcher, Johnny Roseboro. Roseboro, .276 hitter, 9 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Against left-handed pitching, .266. Lefty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. Roseboro swings, grounds to Koenig, who fires to Garrick for out number 2. 2 outs, no one on. Dodgers center fielder Willie Davis steps to the plate. .284, 11 home runs, 61 runs batted in. Hello, Beatles eternally. He says, yeah, more baseball. Oh, there's more baseball, my friend. More baseball. Koufax versus Murderers Row. Make some popcorn, have yourself a beverage, and stay with us all the way. So Davis at the plate. Pennock toes the rubber. Looks in at Collins, nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Davis. Davis sends that ball to left field, and it's off the wall, over Musil's head. He has a 2-out double. He's in scoring position. Very good speed, Willie Davis. 8 out of 10 base running ability. And that will bring up Dodgers second baseman Nate Oliver. In 1966, very light hitting, 193, no home runs, and 3 RBIs. So Pennock still has a great opportunity to get out of this little jam. With 2 outs, runner in scoring position. We're going to have Oliver take the windup and the pitch by Pennock. Strike one. Off-speed pitch hit the outside corner. No balls, one strike. Davis at second. 2 outs. Pennock gets the sign from Collins. He sets and delivers to Oliver. Oliver swings, grounds to Lazzeri, makes a diving stop and quickly gets up and throws again. Inning over, robbing Oliver of a hit and an RBI. We go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. 2 up for the Yankees. Gehrig, Musil, and Lazzeri. Lou Gehrig. The project replays batting .308, 1 home run, 1 RBI. In actuality, he batted .373 in 1927, 47 home runs and 175 RBIs. Let's quickly go to the chat. Beatles eternally has posted. He says, I'm going to be sad when you guys start playing football. I only follow and love baseball. I hope you will still play some baseball in the offseason. Absolutely. I'm going to be playing. I'll go a little more to football. I have a couple of football projects in mind. Just want to work out how exactly I want to do them. But no, we're going to have the Winter Classic, the Fall Classic, every classic. Love baseball. But we will be doing some football, basketball, hockey, and boxing. Still trying to see how I want to set up my middleweight tournament, which will be coming soon. But first we have to get through our subscriber league. And I'm going to get that set up this coming week and put out a quick video. I might not go live. I might go live. Doesn't depend on who's playing and what teams they have. And people can join in at any time, I've decided, within reason. So Gehrig's at the plate. He awaits the Koufax delivery. Lefty-lefty matchup. Koufax rocks and fires. And he strikes out Lou Gehrig on the 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss on the 95-mile-per-hour fastball. So 1 out. Bob Musil steps to the plate. Yankee left fielder batting .231 in this project replay. 1 home run, 1 RBI. In 1927, Bob Musil batted .337, 8 homers, and 103 runs batted in. Lefty-righty matchup. Sandy's ready. Here's the pitch to Musil. That ball goes out to Davis in shallow center field. He makes the catch for out number 2. And Tony Lazzeri, who kept it a scoreless game in the top of the second, to get the 3rd out, he made a diving stop to rob Oliver of an RBI, steps to the plate. Lazzeri batting .214 in the project replay. No home runs, no RBIs. In 1927, batted .309, 18 homers, and 102 runs batted in. Another right-handed batter that Sandy Koufax will face. Johnny Roseboro goes through the signs. Koufax peers in, nods his head. Roseboro sets the target. Koufax is ready. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. That ball is sent out and gone! That ball is crushed to left field. Tony Lazzeri homers off Sandy Koufax. The 1927 Yankees strike first and strike hard. On a blast by Tony Lazzeri, it's 1-0. Wow! Johnson started to go back and then just stopped and looked. So with 2 outs, base is empty. Getting his first start in this project replay, Mike Gazella. Gazella, in 1927, batted .278. No homers and 9 RBIs in 115 at-bats. Koufax throws the rosin bag down on the mound. Steps up on the rubber. Looks in at Roseboro. The windup and the pitch to Gazella. And Gazella works a walk, so Koufax a little out of sorts after that Lazzeri home run. Gazella's at first with 2 outs, 7 out of 10 base running ability, 45% chance of stealing second base. Wes Parker holding him on, and now the number 8 hitter, the catcher, Pat Collins. In this project replay, Pat Collins is hitting .333, no home runs, 1 RBI. In 1927, .275, 7 home runs and 36 RBIs. 2 outs, 1 on. Collins batted .293 off left-handed pitching. The windup and the pitch by Koufax. And that's ripped to Wills, who goes the short way to second, forcing out Gazella. Inning over. Oliver gets the put out. We go to the top of the 3rd. Yankees 1, Dodgers nothing. 2 up for Los Angeles. The designated hitter Al Ferreira, then Maury Wills and Wes Parker. Ferreira In 1966, batted .270, 5 home runs, and 23 runs batted in. Off left-handed pitching, .247. He digs in the batter's box. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. And Ferreira sends that ball deep, and making a leaping catch at the wall is Musil, robbing Ferreira of extra bases. So Ferreira gave it a ride, but to no avail. Maury Wills, the top of the order, 1 for 1. Wills had an infield single. Corners are in. Gazella in at third, Gehrig in at first. 1 out, no one on. Collins goes through the sides. Pennock nods his head. Here's the pitch to Wills. Wills grounds to Konug, who comes up firing. Gehrig with a nice stretch, out number 2. So 2 outs. Wes Parker steps to the plate. Parker had a sacrifice bunt in the first. Pennock toes the rubber, peers in at Collins. Collins sets the target. The windup and the pitch. Parker goes down on strikes. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Yankees. Sandy Koufax comes out to the mound. He'll be facing Pasquale. Then the top of the order, Combs, Koenig, and if anyone gets on, the Bambino. Then Pascal, the Project Replay, 167, no home runs, 1 RBI. 317 in 1927, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. He batted .333 off left-handed pitching. Koufax rocks and fires. Grounder to Wills, and the Wills boots that ball at short. Ben Pasquale reaches on the E6. He's going to lower his fielding percentage a bit. Pasquale's 7 out of 10 base running ability, 25% chance of stealing second base. We jump to the chat. We have Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Check out his channel. That's Higher Ground Gaming with Mr. Brody and Eric. And Beatles Eternally. And Beatles says he's talking with Eric about baseball. A lot of baseball, different baseball games. Beatles says, action is wonderful. I still prefer Out of the Park by a hair, though. Higher Ground Gaming. I like Strat, but personally I'm enjoying action a lot more. And Beatles, he likes Diamond Mine baseball. So this is a discussion that's following over from last night about baseball games. And feel free to jump in the chat at any time and have a wonderful conversation with Beatles Eternally and Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. So Pasquale's on first due to the Wills error, and now the top of the order, Earl Combs. He's 0 for 1 today. Lefty-lefty matchup. Dodgers would love to turn 2 here. Johnny Roseboro goes through the sign, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Combs. And that ball is a single, opposite field to left. Johnson fields it, throws it back in, so the Yankees are back in business off Koufax. Runners at first and second, no outs. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Mark Koenig steps to the plate. Yankees shortstop 0 for 1. Koufax gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Koenig. That's a number to Wills, who comes up throwing. They just get Koenig at first. Great stretch by Parker. Advancing to third is Pasquale. Advancing to second is Combs. So that little number of a hit acted just like a bunt. 1 out. Babe Ruth steps to plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He has been in a miserable slump in this Project Replay. He's batting .077. No home runs, no RBIs. 1-0 Yankees. Second and third. 1 out. Koufax looking for a strikeout here. He rocks and fires. And he gets the strikeout. Ruth goes down on the 2-2 count. Throws at the knees with that fastball. So 2 outs now. Koufax 1 out away, getting out of this second and third jam here. the bottom of the third, but he'll have to get through the iron horse, Luke Gehrig. Gehrig's 0 for 1 today. Koufax is ready. Gehrig digs in. Here's the pitch. Gehrig lines out to Maury Wills, inning over. Threat averted. We go to the top of the fourth. Still in a tight pitcher's duel. 1-0 Yankees due up for the Los Angeles Dodgers of 1966. Fairley, Lefevre, Johnson. If anyone gets on, the catcher, Johnny Roseboro. Beatles attorney says, Al, I would love to see the 1905 New York Giants with Christy Matheson against the 27 Yankees. Let me write that down, Beatles. I will add them. Let me write that down, my friend. 1905 Giants. Matheson. Sorry. Okay, I got that written down on my little notepad here. Try to set that up. Maybe we'll do that after we do the Bird, Mark the Bird Fidrich. I want to do that one next. Alright, so Ron Fairley steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fairley struck out in the first inning. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. And Fairley rips that ball foul down the right field line. Counts now no balls, 2 strikes. Pennock in the driver's seat. Fairley's going to have to be a bit defensive here. Collins goes through the sides. He sets the target. Here's the pitch to Fairley. And that is a line shot up the middle, but making a great catch coming in on it is Earl Combs. His outstanding defense continues for the Yankees of 1927 in center field. So that one out, and Jim Lefevre steps to the plate. Lefevre's 0 for 1 today. He popped out to short in the first inning. Lefty-righty matchup here for the Yankee pitcher. Looks in at Collins. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Lefevre. That's a grounder to Gehrig. He takes it to the bag himself. That's 2 quick outs. And he'll bring up Lou Johnson. He's 0 for 1 today. 7 out of 10 bunter. On deck, Johnny Roseboro. We're going to try to lay down a sneak bunt hit here. The Yankees have their infield normal. Here comes the pitch. Johnson squares. He puts the bunt down, and he's going to reach. He's going to reach on the error by Collins. So that bunt caught them off guard with 2 outs. Tying runs now at first base with the speedy Johnson. 7 out of 10 base running ability. 26% chance of stealing second. Lou Gehrig will hold him on. Johnny Roseboro comes to plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He batted .266 off left-handed pitching. If you're thinking one swing the bat, Roseboro only had 9 home runs in 1966. Pennock gets the side. The windup and the pitch to Roseboro. 2 outs, 1 on. Roseboro grounds to Koenig, who throws to Gehrig. Inning over. Another clean inning for Pennock and the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 New York. Due up for the Yankees, Bob Bussell, Tony Lazzeri, Mike Gazzella, and if anyone gets on, the catcher, Collins. So Bob Bussell's 0 for 1. Koufax wants to work quickly. Here's the pitch. And that ball goes out deep to left center field, but Lou Johnson races to the warning track and makes the catch. Out number 1. Tony Lazzeri's 1 for 1. He's the reason for the Yankee lead. He blasted a solo homer off Koufax in the bottom of the second. Roseboro sets up. The windup and the pitch by Koufax. That ball's popped up. West Park at first calls for it. Makes the catch. Out number 2. With 2 outs, no one on, Mike Gazzella steps to the plate. He walked in the second inning. Gisela digs in that right-hander's batter's box. He awaits the Koufax offering. The windup and the pitch. Gisela swings, sends that ball out in the left field. Johnson comes in, makes the catch, inning over. We go to the top of the fifth. 1-0 New York. Due up for the 1966 Los Angeles Dodgers. Davis, Oliver, and Ferreira. If anyone gets on the top of the order, Maury Wills. Willie Davis, 1 for 1 today. Dodgers center fielder doubled off the wall and left in the second inning. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. Davis grounds to Koenig, who throws to Gehrig, out number 1. So Pennock's mastery continues over the Los Angeles Dodgers. 1 out, Nate Oliver steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Grounded to second in the second inning. Pennock toes the rubber, peers in at Collins. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Oliver. That's grounded to Lazaria, goes to Gehrig. 2 up, 2 down. And now the number 9 hitter for the Dodgers, the designated hitter Al Ferreira. He's 0 for 1. He flied to deep left center, just missed a home run. Got under it just a little bit. Pennock and Collins are wary of that. Collins sets the target. Here's the pitch to Ferreira. And Ferreira sends that ball out to Musil and left for out number 3. He got under another one. So 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Sandy Koufax still out on the mound for the Dodgers. 64 pitches. He's good for 145. 1-0 Yanks. He'll face Collins, Pasquale, in the top of the order, Earl Combs. Collins is 0 for 1 today. Koufax gets the sign. Roseboro sets the target. Here's the pitch to Collins. And he strikes out Collins for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Big swing and a miss. Took a little something off that. It was only 89 miles per hour. Brings up Ben Pasquale. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to short, but reached on an error by Maury Wills. The windup and the pitch to Pasquale. Grounded to Wills, over to Parker. Wills does not make an error on that ground ball. 2 up, 2 down, top of the order, Earl Combs. He's 1 for 2 today. Ground out in the first and single in the third. Lefty-lefty matchup. Koufax rocks and fires. And that ball goes out to Johnson left. He hardly had to move. Out number 3. We go to the top of the 6th. The 1927 Yankees won. The 1966 Dodgers nothing. This has been a pitcher's duel. Top of the order, Maury Wills, Wes Parker, and Ron Fairley. Wills 1 for 2 today. Corners are in. Gisela in at third. Gehrig in at first. Have to be wary of the bunt. Wills is a 10 out of 10 bunter. Let's see if Maury can slap the ball by the drawn-in corners. Collins goes through the sides. Pennock nods his head. Here's the pitch to Wills. Wills flukes one out to Ruth in right field. He makes the catch. It's a lazy fly ball for out number 1. And here comes Wes Parker. He's 0 for 1 today. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning that struck out in the third. Parker had 12 home runs in 1966, if you're thinking one swing of the bat. The Yankee lefty's ready on the mound. Here's the pitch to Parker. And that ball is blooped out into shallow right center field. Combs comes in, makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 lazy fly balls for the first 2 outs here. In the top of the 6th. Now Ron Fairley steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Fairley had 14 home runs in 1966. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fairley would love to drive one deep to right. Short right field porch. Pennock's ready. Here's the pitch. Fairley swings, and he sends that deep to right center, but guess who's there to track it down? Earl Combs. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 1-0, 1927 New York Yankees. Sandy Koufax will face Koenig, Ruth, Gehrig, and if anyone gets on, Bussel. Mark Koenig, Yankees shortstop's 0 for 2 today. Koufax gets the sign, the windup and the pitch. Koenig sends that ball to right field, barely tracks it down just before the wall. For out number 1, here comes the Bambino, Babe Ruth, 0 for 2 today. Yankee fans are waiting and hoping to see the Bambino break out of it. Lefty-lefty matchup. Ruth has grounded to third in the first and struck out in the third. Koufax peers in at Roseboro. Roseboro sets the target. Koufax rocks and fires. Here's the pitch. Ruth pops it up. Roseboro rushes back, but he cannot get it. That's out of play. Counts now no balls, 2 strikes. Ruth down in the count. The windup and the pitch to the Bambino. And he goes down with another strikeout. That's the second time Ruth has gone down via the K. Inside part of the plate on the 0-2 count. So 2 outs, nobody on. Lou Gehrig steps to plate. The Iron Horse 0 for 2. He broke out of his slump last game, but seems to have fallen back in it. And that has something to do with Sandy Koufax, though the Yankees are winning 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. The windup and the pitch. And that's a strikeout. Roseboro drops the ball but throws the first inning over. We go to the top of the 7th, 1-0 Yankees. Let's see how many strikeouts Koufax has. And what's Pennock doing? So, Koufax has pitched 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. It was the home run by Tony Lazzeri. He's walked 1, struck out 5. For Pennock, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. It's been a pitcher's duel. Jim Lefebvre steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Lefebvre had 24 home runs in 1966. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. Grounded to Koenig, over to Gehrig. Out number 1, Lou Johnson steps to the plate. Johnson's 0 for 2 today. He had 17 home runs in 66. But the way Pennock is pitching, it doesn't matter. They're setting him up and he's knocking them down like bowling balls. Collins goes through the signs. He sets the target. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Johnson grounds that ball up the middle for a 1-out single. That's the Dodgers' 3rd hit of the game. The Yankees only have 2 themselves, but they have that one important run right now. Johnson 7 out of 10 running ability, 25% chance of stealing second. Lou Gehrig to hold him on. Johnny Roseboro comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. And we're going to play a little hit and run ball here. Try to get something going, put the runner in motion. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. Hit and run on. But before that, they throw over. Johnson quickly gets back. Gehrig applied the tag. Johnson's safe, though. So let's see if we gave away the hit and run. I hope we didn't. We're going to stick with it. Collins sets the target. Here's the pitch to Roseboro. Hit and run on. That ball goes up the middle. That drops in and works to perfection as Johnson goes first to third. So with 1 out, Willie Davis steps to the plate. Chance to tie this ball game up with a fly ball. Hit and run worked to perfection. Davis 1 for 2 today. Doubled in the 2nd. Was stranded at 2nd. Or stranded on the bases. And grounded out in the 5th. Yankees looking to turn 2 and get out of this inning. Lefty-lefty matchup. Davis had 11 home runs in 66 to go with 61 RBIs. He batted .243 off left-handed pitching. Pennock looks over at Johnson at 3rd. Now at Roseboro. Now in at Collins. Gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Davis. Davis grounds to Koenig. And we're going to send Johnson home. And the Yankees have a 56% chance of completing the double play. So this run might not score, but we're going to send Johnson to Lazzeri. And that's it. They are not able to turn 2. Hard slide. prevents Lazzeri from making the throw. This ball game is tied up at 1. Davis on the fielder's choice gets the game-tying RBI. He represents the go-ahead run at first base. 8 out of 10 base running ability, 30% chance of stealing second. Gehrig to hold him on, and now Nate Oliver steps to the plate. What a ball game. Oliver's 0 for 2. And again, Oliver hit 288 off left-handed pitching. Not much power at all. On a whole, 193. So all of his hits basically came against left-handed pitching. Pennock's ready. Here's the pitch. Oliver goes down on strikes. Inning over, but the Dodgers tie it up on some small ball. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 1-1. 2 up for the 1927 Yankees. Musil, Lazzeri, Gazella. If anyone gets on, the catcher, Collins. Beatles attorney, I think, was talking with Eric, obviously, in the chat, chatting away. And I think they're talking about who you root for. And I think Eric told him, without going through the whole thing, that he's also a Red Sox fan, because I see Eric posted, same as Al. And Beatles says, I think I'm the only Pirates fan in the whole community. Maybe. But it doesn't matter. We still love you equally. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, knotted at 1. Musil's at the plate, right-handed batter. He digs in. He's 0 for 2 today. Koufax up to 93 pitches, good for 145. The windup and the pitch by Sandy. Musil singles to right field. So a leadoff single by Bob Musil, 8 out of 10 base runner. Very dangerous base runner. 75% chance of stealing. Second base. Parker holding him on, and Tony Lazzeri, who homered. He's 1 for 2. He homered off Koufax in the 2nd. Gave the Dodgers a 1-0 lead before they tied it up here in the top of the 7th. Comes to the plate. And we're going to go pitch out. And the throw down, and they nail Musil. So the pitch out works. Roseboro's throw is true. And the tag is applied by Oliver. Musil is erased from the base paths. So now, that is a huge play. So now there's 1 out. Lazzeri has a 1-ball, no-strike count. The windup and the pitch by Koufax. That ball goes out to Davis in right center field. He makes the catch, out number 2. Hello, Ken Castro. How you doing, buddy? He says, got a good one here again. Yes, we do. 1-1 game. 2 outs. Mike Gazella steps to the plate. Again, his first start of this project. Just a reminder, I'm using, this is the 4th game in this project, so I'm using the Game 4 lineup for the 1927 Yankees. Everyone is the same except, obviously, the designated hitter. They did not have a designated hitter. Neither team had a designated hitter, but this project, they have designated hitters. So Gazella, right-handed batter to face the left-handed Koufax, 0 for 1. He walked in the 2nd and flied to left center in the 4th. Koufax rocks and fires. Gazella swings the ball back to Koufax, over to Parker, inning over. So the huge play there was the leadoff single by Musil, but then he was thrown out on the pitch out by Roseboro. And the inning went downhill from there for the 27 Yankees. We go to the top of the 8th, still knotted at 1. Due up for the 1966 Dodgers. Ferreira. And then the top of the order, Wills, Parker, and if anyone gets on, Fairley. Al Ferreira is 0 for 2 today off Pennock. He flied deep to left center in the 3rd, then flied deep to left in the 5th. He has just gotten under both pitches. If he can fly a little deeper, it'll be a 2-1 lead, Dodgers. Pennock up to 73 pitches. He's good for 140. The lefty's ready on the mound. Here's the pitch to Ferreira. And he goes down on strikes. And Ferreira was none too pleased with that late strike call as he mutters something as he goes back to the bench. Top of the order now, Maury Wills, 1 for 3 today. Infield, the corners are in. Gazella at 3rd, Gehrig at 1st. Wills had an infield single in the 1st, grounded to short in the 3rd, and flied to right in the 6th. He'll take the first pitch. Strike one. That pitch was in there. Hit the corner. No balls, one strike. Switch hitting Wills is ready in the right-hander's batter's box. Collins sets the target. Here's the pitch. Wills swings, and Ruth goes back a few steps and right, makes the catch. Out number 2. So with a tie ball game, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, Wes Parker steps to the plate, the number 2 hitter in the Dodger lineup. He's 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first, struck out in the third, and fly to shallow right center in the 6th. He awaits the Pennock offering. Here's the pitch. Parker swings, grounds to Lazzari, over to Garrick. Inning over. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The 1966 Dodgers won. The 1927 Yankees won. All tied up here. Due up for the Yankees. Collins, Pasquale, and Combs. Pat Collins, Yankee catcher's 0 for 2 today. Koufax is ready to work. Roseboro sets the target. Here's the pitch to Collins. That's a grounder up the middle. So that's a leadoff single. Pennock will come into pinch run for Collins and take over the catching duties. Pennock, a very good speed for a catcher. 8 out of 10 base running ability. 20% chance of stealing second. Now the designated hitter for the 27 Yankees, Ben Pasquale. He's 0 for 2 today. Dodgers would love to turn 2. Sandy's ready. Here's the pitch. And that's a line out to left. Pasquale hit it hard, but right at Johnson. He didn't even have to move. He makes the catch, out number 1, retreating quickly back to first and Pennock. And that brings the top of the order. Earl Combs, 1 for 3 today. Grounded to third in the first, singled in the third, fly deep to left in the 5th. 1-1 ball game, 1 out, 1 on. Pennock represents the go-ahead run at first base. Koufax sets and delivers to Combs. That's a grounded Lefebvre, who throws to Parker, and they just get Combs at first, but advancing to second in scoring position with 2 outs is Pennock. And it'll be up to Mark Koenig, the Yankee shortstop, who's 0 for 3 today, to extend this inning. Koufax and the Dodgers want none of it. Koenig grounded out in the first, grounded out in the third. And fly to very deep right in the 6th. Koufax peers in at Roseboro, nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Koenig. And that ball goes deep to right center field. Fairley's there, and he makes the catch. Inning over. Fairley showing good range out in right field. We go to the top of the 9th, 1-1 ball game here in the Bronx. Could there be some more free baseball on hand? We shall see, folks. We shall see. And before we start the top of the 9th, let's go to the chat. Eric from Higher Ground Games says, I might do a 1962 Mets versus any team and see if they can beat anyone, LOL. Well, Eric, I did a worst versus first. Is that the first year for the Mets? Because I did the Mets. I don't know if it was that first year, but the year they were god-awful for a few years. And I had them play against the 1998 Yankees, and they beat the Yankees in the best of 7 using out of the ballpark. Those games were absolutely fabulous, so they actually have some decent older players on that team. So, Ken Castro says, was thinking about this while I was away concerning the quality of the 27 Yanks and baseball in general of that era. Oh, so I missed something higher up. Yeah, they only had 40 wins in 62. Yeah, but they had some good pitchers. You had Al Jackson. You had some decent outfielders who had some power. They're not a bad team, and that was a heck of a series. If anyone wants to check that out, go back on the channel, go under Out of the Ballpark, and you'll see I pitted the 1962 Mets versus the 1998 Yankees, and it was a heck of a series. A lot of fun. I managed the 62 Mets. So Ron Fairley steps to plate. He's 0 for 3 today. Top of the 9th. He struck out in the first, line to center in the 4th, and fly to right center in the 6th. Pennock still on the mound. Both pitchers are throwing a 4-hitter. Both, it's 1-4-1 for both teams. 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error, with 4 men left on base. Deja vu all over again. The windup and the pitch. Barely swings, sends that ball out to Musil and left. He doesn't even have to move. He makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the ninth. Jim Lefevre steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. He's ready to grip and rip and drive one out. He had 24 home runs in 1966. Again, he's looking for a ball that he can drive out of Yankee Stadium here in the Bronx. Pennock behind the plate now. He came in to pinch run for Collins. He sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. That's a grounder to Koenig. Throws to Gehrig. For out number 2, Koenig showed good range there, moving towards the second base bag, quickly firing to Gehrig. So with 2 outs, no one on, it's up to Lou Johnson to extend this inning. Johnson had 17 home runs in 66, 1 for 3 today. And his 1 hit came his last time at bat, was a single to center. He's also reached on an error by the catcher and struck out. 2 outs, no one on. The windup and the pitch to Johnson. Johnson rips a line drive. Lazzeri leaps and makes the catch, robbing Johnson of his 2nd hit. We go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 1. 2 up for the 1927 Yankees. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Bob Musil. If anyone gets on, Tony Lazzeri. So Babe Ruth, who is 0 for 3 today and batting .067 in this Project replay, can erase all those moments, folks, with 1 swing of the bat. With 1 swing of the bat from the Sultan of Swat. He could give the Yankees a 2-1 win over Sandy Koufax and the 66 Dodgers. Koufax up to 105 pitches. He's good for 145. Ruth grounded out in the 1st and has struck out in the 3rd and 6th. Can Koufax get the hat trick on the Bambino? The windup and the pitch to the Babe. And he does get the hat trick! As the boos come down from the Bronx fans. Wow! Big swing and a miss. So 1 out, and Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the 2nd, lined out in the 3rd, and struck out in the 6th. So can Koufax get the hat trick against Gehrig? 1-1 game, bottom of the 9th, 1 out. Koufax rocks and fires. Yeah, it goes down on strikes. Unbelievable. Gehrig and Ruth go down on hat tricks. Wow. Koufax looking to strike out the side here in the bottom of the 9th, and if he does, we're going to extra innings. Bob Musil is the only thing standing between Sandy Koufax and a 3rd strikeout in a row. Musil's 1 for 3 today. In the 2nd, he flied to shallow center. In the 4th, he flied to very deep left center. And in the 7th, he finally broke through against Koufax, a single to right. Musil had 103 runs knocked in, but only 8 home runs. Again, Musil batted .349 off left-handed pitching, but that left-handed pitching wasn't Sandy Koufax. Roseboro sets the target. Here's the pitch to Musil. And Musil's patience works as he gets a walk. He doesn't chase on the 3-2 count. Fastball was off the plate, 97 miles per hour. Wow. He is the winning run at first base, 8 out of 10 base running ability. Wes Parker holding him on. And the gentleman who has knocked in the only run off Sandy Koufax, Tony Lazzeri, steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. The 1 hit, a solo blast in the 2nd. Since then, popped to 1st in the 4th and fly to right center in the 7th. Koufax toes the rubber. He looks over at Parker and Musil at first. Now back into Roseboro. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. Down! Oh, Musil steals second base! Gets under the tag of Wills. He is now in scoring position with 2 outs. It counts 1 ball, no strikes on Tony Lazzeri. The Yankees would love to get this win here. Koufax looks back at Musil. Oliver starts to cheat towards the bag. Musil moves a little bit closer. Now Sandy's ready. Here's the pitch to Lazzari. That's a grounder to Wills, over to Parker, and we are going to extra innings. We go to the 10th, 1-1. Due up for the Dodgers in the top of the 10th. Roseboro, Davis, and Oliver. Pennock is still on the mound, 87 pitches. It's good for 140. And I shall be back in a moment. As we are back, as my headset came apart, it's now duct taped together. So, alright, this will be interesting. Extra innings with a duct taped headset. So Johnny Roseboro's at the plate. One for 3 today, lefty-lefty matchup here. The windup and the pitch to Roseboro. And Roseboro sends that out to shallow right field. Ruth comes in and makes the catch. One out, no one on. Willie Davis steps to the plate. 1 for 3 today. doubled in the second, grounded out in the fifth, and then grounded into a force out, but got an RBI in the seventh, tying the ball game up at 1. Pennock sets the target. Here's the pitch to Davis. Davis grounds to Lazari, who goes to Garrick. 2 up, 2 down. And Nate Oliver steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. Pennock toes the rubber. Gets the sign from Pennock. Here's the pitch to Oliver. Oliver grounds to Koenig, who goes to Garrick. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Still tied at 1. Koufax up to 120 pitches. It's good for 145. And he will face in the bottom of the 10th Mike Gazzella, Pennock the catcher, and Pasquale the designated hitter. If anyone gets on the top of the order, Earl Combs. Gazzella 0 for 2. Sandy gets a sign from Roseboro. Here's the pitch to Gazzella. And he strikes him out! Big swing and a miss. 89 miles per hour. He took a little something off that fastball. Got a little better movement, though. So 1 out. Bottom of the 10th. 1-1 ball game. Benny Benoff steps to the plate. He came in to pinch run for Collins. Stayed in to catch. First at bat. Koufax rocks and fires. That ball goes out to center field. Davis drifted back, made the catch, out number 2. And now the designated hitter, Ben Pasquale, steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and line to left in the 8th. Koufax looking to retire the side in the bottom of the 10th. Keep it a tie ball game. Obviously, if a run scores, the game is over. Pasquale digs in. Koufax nods his head. Here's the pitch. Fairley! Oh, what a running catch in right center by Fairley! I thought that almost had a chance to go out. Inning over, 3 up, 3 down. There's an anxious moment there for Dodger fans watching or listening. But Fairley makes another outstanding catch in right field, right center to be exact. We go to the top of the 11th, and free baseball continues, folks. Free baseball continues. As Al Red Sox fans working with a broken headset, which is duct taped together, and holding it with one hand. Al Ferreira steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. He has fly deep twice in the vicinity of left field in the 3rd and 5th, and struck out in the 8th. The windup and the pitch by Pennock. And Ferreira strikes out. The ball's dropped. The Pennock throws to Garrick for the out. So that's the 2nd strikeout of Ferreira. Top of the order, Maury Wills, 1 for 4 today. Wills will attempt a bunt hit here as the infield is normal for the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Wills squares the bunt. He puts down a pretty good one. And he beats it out, I believe. That's a bunt hit. And someone's injured. Who got injured on that? Pennock looked hurt, but he's going to stay in the game. So Maury Wills gets his 2nd hit of the game. Another of the infield variety. And stepping to the plate, Wes Parker. 1 out. Wills represents a go-ahead run. 48% chance of stealing second base. Garrick holding him on. We're going to play hit and run with Parker. Pennock sets the target. Here's the pitch. Hit and run on. Parker swings. That's a grounder to Garrick, who flips to Pennock covering to get out number 2. Maury Wills advances to second base. Go-ahead run, 2 outs. Ron Fairley, who's played an outstanding right field defensively, steps to the plate. 0 for 4 today. Love to get off the schneid here. Knock Wills in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pennock nods his head. Here's the pitch to Fairley. Fairley pops it up. Koenig calls for it. He catches it at short. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 11th, and Sandy Koufax is still out there. 127 for pitches. He's good for 145. He says he's okay. Earl Combs in the top of the Yankee order. Koenig, Ruth, and if anyone gets on, Gehrig for the bottom of the 11th. Combs 1 for 4. His one hit came back in the third. It was a single. Lefty-lefty matchup. Koufax rocks and delivers to Combs. That's a grounder up the middle. That's his second hit. He represents the game-winning run at first base now, folks. He'll be held on by Wes Parker. 7 out of 10 speed. Base running ability. 74% chance of stealing second base. Koufax throws over. Combs gets back, but barely. Again, Koufax throws over. Combs just beat it again. Trying to keep him close. Pitch out. Combs is on the way to throw down. And it! Yes, they get him! Roseboro makes the throw. Oliver applies the tag. The 2 pickoff throws over kept him close enough. And he is taken off the base pad. That is huge for the Dodgers. Huge. The speedy Combs just goes back to the bench. So Mark Koenig now has a 1-ball, no-strike count, 0 for 4. Here's the windup and the pitch. Koenig goes down on strikes as that hit the outside portion of the black of the plate. So with 2 outs and no one on, once again, Babe Ruth has an opportunity to send the Yankee fans home happy here in the Bronx. He's 0 for 4 today. Koufax has got him on strikeouts 3 times, and the other time was a ground out to third. Koufax, in 10 2/3 innings, has struck out 9 Yankees and has walked 2. He's only given up 1 run, that home run to Tony Lazzeri. Roseboro sets the target. Here's the pitch. And Ruth goes down on strikes for a 4th time. Sandy gets his 10th K. We go to the top of the 12th. What a day of baseball it's been on Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Unbelievable. These matchups have been absolutely fabulous. Everything I thought they would be. And I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. Broken headset and all that I have. So Jim Lefebvre steps to the plate. Lefebvre's 0 for 4. And I'm going to have to put us on hold for one more moment as I need some more duct tape. We will pause for a station identification that might last a minute or so. And we are back. Well, I'll have to figure out a better fix after this. So, we go to the top of the 12th. Lefebvre's at the plate. No outs. 0 for 4, Jimmy is. Pennock still out on the mound. 106. He's good for 140 pitches. He gets the sign from Pennock. Here's the pitch to Lefebvre. And Lefebvre is walked. 4 consecutive balls. I don't think they meant to do that. He represents the go-ahead run. Gehrig holding him on. Not a very fast runner. Brings up Lou Johnson's 1 for 4 today. Johnson 7 out of 10 for hit and run, and that's what we're going to do. Got to try to produce runs with this very weak hitting line. I mean, they don't score runs, this 66 team. The windup and the pitch. Here comes the hit and run. Johnson puts the ball in play, and it's a base hit to right. Lefevre goes first to third. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. The Yankees pull their infield in. And Johnny Roseboro steps to the plate. He's 1 for 4. Big moment here. Roseboro needs to at least lift this ball somewhere to the outfield. And preferably to left. Because, preferably to center. Because Musil in left and Ruth in right both have 9 out of 10 arms. Combs in center, 4 out of 10. No outs. Runners on the corners. And 111 pitches. And I think that's going to be it for Combs. I'm going to take control of the Yankees, bring in a different pitcher. We'll take a look after. I don't think they would have stuck with him. Okay. Take control of the Yankees. Let's just see what we can do here. They don't have a stellar bullpen, actually. I remember that. We'll see more. We can bring him in again. He's good for 75 pitches, as I give an off day in between games, so there's never 2 games in a row for the Yankees. 246. Yeah. So Will Seymour is going to come back in once again for the Yankees. And there he is, the smiling Will Seymour. Give control back over to the computer. So there's the new pitcher, Will Seymour. 19-7 in 1927. 13 saves. Then they went back through the records to judge what a save was, as they did not actually have them in 1927. 2.28 earned run average, 239 batting average against. Lefties hit 246 off of him, righties 234. In the Project Replay, 1.50 earned run average, no wins, no losses. He has a save. He has thrown 6 innings, giving up only 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 3. No outs, runners on the corner. Here's the pitch to Roseboro. And that ball is grounded to Koenig, who makes the error. And the go-ahead run scores from third base. The Dodgers now lead the Yankees 2-1. That was a hard-hit ground ball by Roseboro. The drawn in infield cost Koenig there, as if he was back at normal depth, probably would have handled it. So first and second, 2-1 Dodgers, top of the 12th, no outs, and Willie Davis steps to the plate. He's 1 for 4. Yankees hoping to turn 2 here. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Moore. And he strikes out Davis. So there's 1 out. Had Koenig handled the ball, they would have had a play at the plate. But he booted it. So 1 out, first and second. Nate Oliver steps to the plate, the Dodgers' second baseman. He is 0 for 4 today. He only batted .119 off right-handed pitching. And let's see what we have for pinch hitters here. Jim Barbieri, 284. We're going to go with the right fielder, Jim Barbieri, who come off the bench. He bats .284 against right-handed pitching. He's a left-handed batter. Slugging percentage of .346. He had 82 at-bats in 1966. And we'll have to go with a, probably, who's another second baseman? We must have another second baseman. Oh, Jim Gilliam, I believe he can play second. I think Dick Schofield can also play second. So Jim Barbieri will come in to pinch hit. Dodgers try to pile on as many runs as possible. 2-1, 1 out, first and second, top of the 12th. Barbieri, 280 in 1966, no home runs, 3 RBIs, and 82 at-bats. He had 23 hits. As I stated, 284 off right-handed pitcher. Johnson very speedy at second. Roseboro average speed at first. Gehrig playing behind him. Yankees hope to turn 2 and get to the bottom of this inning, only down 1. Moore toes the rubber, peers in at Pennock. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Barbieri. And Barbieri grounds to Moore, who goes to Lazzeri, over to Gehrig. Double play, so that was 1 to 4 to 3. Inning over. That's not what the Dodgers had hoped for. We go to the bottom of the 12th. Sandy Koufax and the 1966 Dodgers have a 2-1 lead. We need to replace our second baseman. And we're going to go with Kennedy. John Kennedy was a 5 out of 10 range, 985 fielding percentage. So John Kennedy will be the new second baseman. As the fans are trying to pump up Murderer's Row here. Due up for the Yankees, Sandy Koufax, 138 pitches. He's good for 145. Oh boy, I want to. He's gotten Gehrig 4 times out. So it's going to be Gehrig, Musil, Lazzeri. If anyone gets on Gazella, if they get that far down the line, they probably lost. Luke Gehrig 0 for 4. He struck out 3 times and lined out once. So Koufax will pitch to him. 138 good for 145. Roseboro sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Sandy. That ball is deep and gone! Oh boy, Gehrig crushes that ball to right center. We have a tie ball game. And that's going to be it for Sandy. He had him 0 for 4, struck him out 3 times, but not that time. Gehrig crushed the Koufax offering. And we're going to go to our bullpen now. And let's see who we're going to go with. Should have went to the closer, Phil Regan. We're going to go to the closer now, Phil Regan. So here comes Phil Regan, the closer. Right-handed thrower. 1966, 14 wins, 1 loss, 21 saves, 1.62 earned run average. Batting average against 206. Lefties batted 219 off of him. Righties 200. He'll face Bob Musil 1 for 3. Tie ball game, top of the 12th. Koufax just gave up the tying home run to Gehrig, and his final numbers, give you Sandy Koufax's final numbers, they were outstanding. 11 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 runs, both coming on solo shots, 1 to Lazzeri and 1 to Gehrig. He walked 2, struck out 10 through 140 pitches. Regan gets the sign from Roseboro. Here's the pitch to Musil, no outs. No one on. Musil grounds that ball past the fever in the left field. He represents the winning run at first base. Yes, as Eric says, no on the Gehrig home run. He had him 4 times, struck him out 3 times. I wanted to go have him get Gehrig and then go to Regan for the next 2 for Musil and Lazzeri, but wanted to stay with the lefty-lefty matchup. It didn't work out, folks. It didn't work out. Here comes Tony Lazzeri, 1 for 4. His 1 hit was a home run off Sandy Koufax in the 2nd inning. No outs. Musil represents the winning run at first. West Parker are holding him on. Musil has a 79% chance of stealing. You know they're going to send him. We'll throw over. Musil's back. We'll throw over again. Musil's back. We'll pitch out. He doesn't go. Oh, that sneaky guy. Now I'm really in the hole. So Lazzeri's up in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch. There it goes. Musil, a throw down, and he's safe. That was a strike. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Musil in scoring position. He represents the game-winning run. Roseboro goes through the signs. Regan nods his head. He rocks and fires. And Lazzari gets a walk on the 3-1 count as that ball was low and inside. His run means nothing though, folks. First and second, no outs. Mike Gazzella steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. Love to get a strikeout or a pop out here, even a double play. The windup and the pitch to Gazzella. Gazzella bunts. It's fielded. They go to first to get him. Runners advance. Second and third, 1 out. Pennock is at the plate. He's 0 for 1. And he does not have a hit. He's 0 for 3 in this project replay. On deck is Pasquale. Regan struck out 88, walked 24. Let's see what Pasquale. Pasquale's batting 125 in the replay. They're going to walk Pennock, load the bases, and hope for a double. No, you know, Pennock is really fast. Jesus, that's a bad idea. Oh, God. We're going to pull the infield in. Infield in. Outfield in. They got to be able to throw the runner out at the plate. 1-1 game, second and third, 1 out. Uso, very fast-paced runner, represents the winning run at third. The windup and the pitch. That ball's grounded to Lefevre. He goes to first. The runners have to hold. There are now 2 outs. As the winning run in Uso is still at third. Nice play by Jimmy Lefevre at third base. And it brings up Ben Pasquale, 0 for 4 today, only batting 125 in this project replay. What an unbelievable games we've had today. Dodgers infield, outfield, normal and straight away. Regan looking to get the final out here and take it to the top of the 13th. Roseboro sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Regan. And he walks Pasquale. Oh, wow. No place to put the very dangerous hitting Earl Combs. Combs has 1 game-winning RBI on this project season. He's 2 for 5 today. Grounded out in the first, singled in the third, fly deep to left in the 5th. Grounded to third in the 8th, and singled in the 11th. Roseboro goes out to have a word with Phil Regan. Lefevre and Parker join him. Wills and Kennedy just off the mound. Meeting is adjourned. Players go back to their positions. The windup and the pitch to Combs. That ball's popped up. Wills in the shallow outfield. He makes the running catch over his shoulder. We go to the 13th inning, tied at 1 thanks to Lou Gehrig when he tied it up, and thanks to Maury Wills, who just made a fabulous catch in shallow left field. Shortstop showed great range there. Leading off for the Dodgers, Al Ferreira. He's 0 for 4. Then the top of the order, Wills and Parker. We'll see more on the mound. 14 pitches, good for 75. The windup and the pitch. Ferreira swings, grounds to Koenig for out number 1. Now Maury Wills steps to the plate. He's 2 for 5, both hits of the infield variety. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch to Wills. Wills grounds it to Lazzari for out number 2. So it's up to Wes Parker to extend this inning. Parker 0 for 4 today. Batted .267 in 1966 off right-handed pitching. He's eyeing that short porch and right. Would love to hit one way over Babe Ruth's head and give the Dodgers a 3-2 lead. More rocks and fires. Parker swings and sends it up the middle for a 2-out single. Wes Parker's 6 out of 10 base running ability. He's on first. Gehrig to hold him on. Ron Fairley steps to the plate. 0 for 5 today. Dodgers fans in the dugout feel he's due. Pennock goes through the signs. Moore nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Fairley. And Fairley walks. As that ball was low and away, go-ahead run, and Parker goes to second base. Stepping to the plate, Jim Lefevre. He's 0 for 4. Chance to knock in the go-ahead run. 2 outs, top of the 13th. The windup and the pitch by Moore. Lefevre grounds that ball foul to the right side. The count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Moore's ready. Here's the pitch. Lefevre swings and he lines out to a leaping Koenig. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 13th, still tied at 2. 2 up for the 1927 Yankees. Koenig, Ruth, Garrett, and if anyone gets on, Buesel. Phil Regan, 25 pitches, good for 60. Koenig 0 for 5, righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch. Koenig grounds to Lefevre for out number 1. Here comes Babe Ruth, who's been 0 for the world, basically, in this tournament project. 0 for 5 today with 4 strikeouts. Ruth would love to take his frustrations out on a Phil Regan pitch. Regan gets a sign from Roseboro. The windup and the pitch to the Babe. And he goes down for a 5th time on a strikeout. Wow! So there's 2 outs, and now Lou Gehrig steps to the plate. He's gone down 3 times on strikes. He's 1 for 5 today. His one hit a game-tying homer in the bottom of the 12th. Can he have the game-winning homer? In the bottom of the 13th, we shall see. Righty-lefty matchup. Regan rocks and fires. Gehrig swings. That ball's deep to right, but Fairley's there. He makes the catch at the track. We go to the 14th, folks. Let me jump to the chat real quick. Eric from Higher Ground Games. Al, have you played Real Boxing on Steam? I got it as part of a bundle on Bundle Stars a short while back. No, I've seen it though. I've seen it. It's had some good reviews. So, due up for the Dodgers here in the top of the 14th. Johnson, Roseboro, and Davis. Lou Johnson 2 for 5 today. We'll see more on the mound. Here's the pitch to Johnson. And it is a double to left center. Johnson now has 3 hits. He represents the go-ahead run once again for the Dodgers. He has been a thorn in the 1927 Yankees side. And Johnny Roseboro steps to plate 1 for 5. Righty-lefty matchup. Roseboro needs to, at worst, hit the ball to the right side to advance Johnson to third. Roseboro, 3 out of 10 bunter. We're not going to do that. 6 out of 10 hit and run. I don't want to do that either. Roseboro awaits the Moore offering. Pennock sets the target. Here's the pitch. Roseboro swings, and that's through to right field. We have a 51% chance of scoring Lou Johnson. Ruth has a 9 out of 10 arm. Johnson 7 out of 10. We're going to hold him. We're going to have runners on the corner, no outs. He is held at third, and now the outfield and infield have moved in. With no outs. The outfield's done something. I can't see it. The at-bat mode is in the way. The infield's in. Runners on the corners. Willie Davis steps up late. He's 1 for 5. He's looking for a ball to drive here. He had 11 home runs and 61 RBIs in 1966. Here's the pitch to Davis. Davis grounds to Moore. Roseboro's going to second. We will hold Johnson. We don't want to send him. He'll be out by a mile. And Moore goes to first. Roseboro advances to second. Johnson holds at third. So with 1 out, second and third Infield still in for the Yankees. And John Kennedy steps to the plate. Gets his first at-bat. 1966, he batted .201. 3 home runs, 24 RBIs. And let's see if we have... Ooh, we could have Don Drysdale come in to pinch hit. That'd be pretty cool, but I doubt it. 241 against right-handed pitching. Dick Stewart batted .263 off right-handed pitching, .264 for the year. Tommy Davis, .252. Stewart had a .386 slugging, .386 slugging percentage. I want somebody who can drive the ball in the air, at least. Well, we're going to go with Dick Stewart will pinch hit for John Kennedy. There he is, Dick Stewart. .264, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 91 at-bats for the 1966 Dodgers. Runners on the corner. Stewart's looking for a ball he can lift deep to the outfield. Moore gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Stewart. And Stewart grounds to Koenig. Oh, my God. 29% chance of scoring. We're going to say no. Koenig will go to first and throw Stewart out. So this could be a huge squander for the 66 Dodgers. 2 outs, second and third. They had runners on the corner, no outs. And now Al Ferreira, who's 0 for 5, comes to the plate. He needs a base hit now. The Yankees are back normal in the infield and outfield. Moore gets a sign from Pennock. The windup and the pitch to Ferreira. And he plunks him! Wow! Lost control there. Ferreira finally gets on base after his 0 for 5. Bases are loaded. Top of the order. Maury Wills comes to plate. No place to put Maury Wills. Wills batted .292 off right-handed pitching. Digs in. The windup and the pitch. Wills grounds that ball in the right field. 2 runs will score. Ferreira goes first to third. The Dodgers take a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 14th. That is Maury Wills' 3rd hit. The first one, though, that actually makes it out of the infield. Unbelievable. Back and forth we go again. So runners on the corner. Wes Parker steps to the plate. Dodger first baseman's 1 for 5 today. We'll see more now up to 61 pitches. He's good for 75. And seeing that they have a horrible bullpen. We'll give him one more batter. The windup and the pitch to Parker. Parker singles to right. Another run scores. Makes it 5-2. Wills goes first to third, and that's it. The computer actually took Will Seymour out. I was going to do it myself. And Miles Thomas steps out on the mound. As this game has gotten away from the 27 Yankees here in the top of the 14th. Thomas, 7 wins, 4 losses, no saves, 4.87 earned run average. Batting average against, .311. They'll be facing Ron Fairley, who's 0 for 5. Runners on the corners. The windup and the pitch by Thomas. Fairley sends that ball, and that's going to be a double in the right field. Another run scores at 6-2. Wes Parker's at third. We've got a 58% chance of scoring. And we're going to say yes and no to Fairley going. We'll send Fairley to third. And a throw to the plate, and he's out on the relay by Lazzari. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 14th. The Dodgers have a 4-run lead, 6-2. That was a good play. Ruth got to the ball, quickly fired to Lazzari, who turned and fired to Pennock, who applied the tag at the plate. Inning over, but the Dodgers do damage, score 4 runs. We need a second baseman. And beat Gilliam. So Jim Gilliam comes in, plays second, 3 out of 10 range, 1,000 fielding percentage. And it's Regan's game to win or lose now. Hopefully win if you're a Dodgers fan. Do the Yankees have one more comeback in them? We shall see. Bob Buesel at the plate, 2 for 4. Righty-righty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Phil Regan. And that is a hard hit ball back at Regan, who throws to Parker for out number 1. As the Yankee fans start to get up in their seats and slowly start to head for the exits. Tony Lazzeri 1 for 4 today. He had a home run way back in the second inning off Sandy Koufax. Regan works quickly. Here's the pitch to Lazzeri. Another ball hit back at Regan, and he goes to Parker for out number 2. So the Yankee batters here in the bottom of the 14th playing a little pepper with Phil Regan. 2 outs. No one on. Mike Gazzella steps to the plate, 0 for 3 today. The windup and the pitch. Gazzella grounds to Gilliam, who goes to Parker. This ball game is over. The Dodgers win 6-2. So the 1966 Dodgers defeat the 1927 Yankees in another epic game that went 14 innings. And we have gone an hour and 37. I'm just going to give you the player of the game, Sandy Koufax. Winning pitcher, Phil Regan. Losing pitcher, we'll see more. And we'll give you Sandy Koufax numbers, and we'll call it a stream. So let's go to the box score quickly. Sandy Koufax, player of the game, 11 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The hits were... the runs came on solo shots by Lazzeri and Gehrig. He walked 2, struck out 10. This is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much to Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, Beatles Attorney, Ken Castro, for joining me in the chat. Greatly appreciate it. Health and happiness. Till next time, take care, bye-bye, and God bless. The 1966 Dodgers 6, the 1927 Yankees 2 in 14 innings. Bye-bye.